It's time to breathe again on the Breath of Fresh Air Shorty on YouTube. I hope everybody is doing all right on this Monday. And I am Charles Taylor, here to take you through this Shorty for this occasion. I am here just to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs and some of the happenings in the playoffs. The main thing I want to cover is the demise of the Philadelphia 76ers. They got swept out of the playoffs in the first round by the Boston Celtics. Now, y'all know, for those of y'all who have watched this show over the years, y'all know Patrick Brackett and I, we don't like to talk about the teams that lose, especially during playoff time. We're quick to give the teams who have won, the teams who are moving on, and the teams who eventually win the championships. We want to give them credit because they're the ones who deserve it. We have plenty of time at the end of the season or during the off season to talk about the losers, the teams that were hyped up too much and didn't do anything. Well, the Philly 76ers are one of these teams. They've been overhyped, just talked about way too much for a team who hasn't done anything, who really hasn't come close to winning anything. Last year, they came close. They came close to getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, everybody remembers that big shot Kawhi Leonard hit for the Toronto Raptors to send the Sixers home in Game 7. But other than that, the 76ers have come up way, way short of any expectations these media members and some of these networks continue to throw at them. So here's another example of the team being overhyped and not living up to the expectations. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, maybe they could have done better if Ben Simmons was in there. Nah, probably not. Maybe they win a game or two in the first half or in the first round series against the Celtics. But other than that, they wouldn't have done anything. Ben Simmons, speaking of Ben Simmons, he is a guy, number one, he can't stay healthy. Number two, he still can't shoot. He still doesn't want to shoot. And until he decides he wants to shoot, we can't really put him up there with the elite players in the league. But that's just one of the issues that's bothering the 76ers. And we all remember how they just tanked after, I guess it was the 2012 season or 2011 2012 season, where they almost made the Eastern Conference Finals with the team that had younger players, or young at that time, like Andre Iguodala, Drew Holiday, Lou Williams, Thaddeus Young. They had a nice nucleus. They decided to go big and trade some of those people for Andrew Bynum, and they wanted to make him the cornerstone of the franchise. Of course, Andrew Bynum got hurt, never played a game, I don't think, for the Sixers, and they started the tanking process from there. And it was number one draft choice after number one draft choice, and two of those draft choices was Ben Simmons and the other Joel Embiid. So these are the two players you wanted to build your team around. And it just hasn't worked out because really, since Ben Simmons can't shoot, you have two guys who are going to clog up the middle, which means there's just not enough room to operate. And there's still just one basketball. As for Joel Embiid, we know when this dude is right, he is 30 points, 15 rebounds almost nightly. The dude is a beast, and he is a lot of trouble to handle. Problem is, he has issues staying healthy, and he's probably not disciplined enough. This is the same guy we're talking about who, during that series I mentioned against the Raptors last year, was drinking chocolate milkshakes before game day, wondering why he was feeling sick during the game. It's ridiculous. So, not on top of that, so your two best players are basically in each other's way. And then you have the coach, Brett Brown. This man has been way over his head ever since he's gotten there. Y'all have heard me over and over and over again talk about how he just does not know how to manage the team, doesn't know how to manage his players, and time after time after time, he botches clutch situations where the coaching really has to show. He constantly loses those battles. So, in other words, what I'm saying about the Philly 76ers, It's time to start over. They need to blow it up, start over, clean house, and decide what direction they want to go in. Now, here's what they have. They signed Ben Simmons to a long-term deal before the start of this season. Now, obviously, this is a crazy year. We all know how everything got stopped because of COVID, and things, everything just got thrown out of whack. But the more things change, the more things stay the same. Philly was overrated then before COVID. They're overrated now, and they have gone home falling far short of expectations again. So, coach probably needs to go. Brett Brown, I've been saying he needs to go pretty much ever since he got there. He needs to go. And you need to decide whether Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons is going to go. Now, logically, because you signed Ben Simmons to a long-term deal, it's probably going to be Joel Embiid who you would think should go. I don't know how Philly is going to manage this. They may say to themselves they're going to go ahead and keep these guys together and try to run it back for one more year. But they don't need to do that. They need to move on from one of these guys, get a new coach, and kind of rebuild the roster. Philly did what they did a few years ago, talking about trust the process. We all remember the whole thing about them trusting the process. Joel Embiid was drafted. He didn't play for 2 straight seasons. Then he finally worked his way back and started to show some promise. And the team started to show some promise, but they just never could bring it together. And this sweep at the hands of the Boston Celtics should tell them that it's probably time to just let it go. Trusting the process is no longer an option. The process is done. The process is not working. It's just that simple. It's time to start over in Philadelphia. And whichever direction you want to go, I don't know. But I know this. If you continue to run what you have there in Philly, it's not going to get any better. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to get worse, and you're going to have more of an issue on your hands. So basically, it's time to start over. Start it over. It's okay. The process, it can't be trusted anymore. It happens. You make a run, and sometimes you just come up short. Philly has continuously came up short, or at least the 76ers have. So I just start over. No more. Start the process over. That should be the new slogan for Philly as they continue to move on and reevaluate how they're going to do things. But if you want to ask me what I think the coach is gone. Brett Brown will be gone. I will be very, very shocked if he stays past this year. And I think I think they will probably have both Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid back. Personally, I think you need to move on from one of them, but I think they have invested so much into those guys. They want to try to see if it's going to work. If that is the case, it is a must. It is imperative. Ben Simmons develops a jump shot. He doesn't even have to have a 3-point shot. The man is 6'11" with the handle. He can get to the rim at will. So there are some very good qualities about Ben Simmons, but if he can't shoot, it's not going to be any type of improvement. He has to develop just a mid-range jumper, a 15 to 16-foot jumper. If he does that, he becomes unguardable, and he can extend the range later on. But he needs to just work on a shot, and most of all, he has to want to shoot. If he doesn't want to shoot, then you're just going to continue to have the same thing. So, again, I think they need to start over, figure out what they need to do. But Brett Brown, as a coach, he can't be there. Well, that's what I'm breathing on for today. Y'all make sure y'all go to the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel and smash that subscribe button. Also, get on the Facebook page, the Breath of Fresh Air Facebook page, and continue to hit the like button. Like I said before, last week, I really appreciate everybody who has stuck with us, and I hope you guys continue to stick with us. It has been kind of rough in terms of getting the show out there. There's a lot of stuff going on with work, nothing bad, but I don't want to continue to fail y'all. So if I don't say too much about future products is because I just want to make sure everything is still good, everything is right. And when we're on the air, I just want you guys to be able to catch it. I've been promising a lot of stuff, I haven't been coming through. So I want to change that. I want to make sure I do begin to come through for you guys. And I pretty much feel like Patrick feels the same way. So last couple of times has been my fault, and I don't, like I said, I don't want to continue to fail. So continue to stick with us. We're continuing to work. You guys know where I want to take this show. You guys know what we're trying to work towards, and we just ask for you guys to be patient with us, and we won't disappoint if you just continue to stick with us. We thank you for sticking with us this long. So everybody have a good Monday, and we will talk soon. Take care.